At this point, I don't even know why I have to do this anymore. Nuclear energy, or nuclear power, was first created to make bombs. And it was used. They used the power. They bombed Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And then they kept it secret because they didn't want anybody to know the horrible thing that they had done. You would have thought they'd want everybody to know, right? They had all the power in the world, right? Then they went on and they did hydrogen explosions, and the Russians got it, and Chinese got it, and French got it, and the British got it, and all these other guys got it. Well, we don't need nuclear power. They used the byproducts of it to make those bombs. They should have enough bombs by now. But let's take a look at some of the things that they're doing with the nuclear waste. Please stop poisoning us, because they are poisoning us. Poisoning the United States, they're poisoning wherever this stuff is. Hanford, Washington was the recipient of Nagasaki bomb waste, and it was shipped over to Lewiston, New York, across the country, nearly 3,000 miles away to get cleaned up, and they ended up having to bury it because they didn't know what they were doing. Now they've unburied it because the stuff at Hanford had been, when it was in Hanford, it was moving and is still moving towards the Columbia River. Then they took it to Lewiston, where it started moving towards the Niagara River. Nearly 100 years later, they're moving it, and they're trying to bring it over to Van Buren Charter Township. They already brought some over to Michigan, over about 900 miles away, 9.5-hour drive over here to get rid of this stuff. And there's an injunction right now, but we don't know how long that's going to last. They're probably going to keep bringing it and dumping it in the ground. There's a truck right there. See, isn't that a wonderful piece of art? Down on the bottom, those rectangles symbolize cash. So stop poisoning us. Stop poisoning the rivers. Save future children, families, and jobs. Why are we using nuclear power? They keep saying that it's because we don't have enough power, but we do have enough power. We have so much power that they were able to turn off the coal plants, and nobody's had a problem with that. Of course, the power companies have taken advantage of that by raising prices, even at the same time that they're bringing natural gas in from fracking. That's actually reducing the overall cost of fuel. All right. Now, nuclear waste, if you look online, you'll find some maps, and it'll show you where the United States Army Corps of Engineers and the Department of Energy and other nuclear organizations in the United States have buried or left nuclear waste. And you'll see that they're hidden near nearly every major eastern U.S. city east of St. Louis. Recently, Department of Energy Granholm Secretary Department of Energy Secretary Granholm was in St. Louis, where she was talking to some people about a place where there is a spring, Wendell Spring, that has material that's buried there. Now, it was just like the other three we were talking about, Hanford, Lewiston, and Van Buren Charter Township. There were problems with that. There's a problem with that over there in by the spring, and they would like to get rid of it. So she was asking the local people, hey, what can the Department of Energy do to help you, to get rid of this or move it or whatever? And it turns out that the United States Army Corps of Engineers, when they were here talking to the people at the Van Buren Charter Township, told the folks that the Department of Energy had turned the movement of this material over to the United States Army Corps of Engineers to deal with. Now, they're not, that's not part of their job. But right now, they're in charge of moving that stuff by truck and train across the United States of America. The result has been the material has been deposited near every major eastern U.S. city and many, 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 many rivers. So save children, save families, save the future, save future jobs, future children, future families. We don't need this material. We have alternatives. And they should be used. And stop allowing this small number of people to push everybody else around so they can fill their pockets while they poison our water, earth, and air.